Mindanao faces unique climate challenges that demand unconventional approaches. By blending advanced technologies, ancestral knowledge, and hyper-local solutions, this advocacy plan introduces groundbreaking methods to create a resilient, sustainable future. These initiatives aim to turn Mindanao into a model for integrating innovation with cultural and environmental stewardship. With our advocacy situation analysis, we have our emerging opportunities in Mindanao, such as climate-smart food forests. So instead of monoculture agriculture design, which most of the Filipino farmers practices, design food forests blending native fruit trees, perennial crops, and medicinal plants can be helpful. This mimics natural ecosystems while ensuring food security and climate resilience. We have our geoengineering for coastal protection. Use living shorelines with mangroves and bioengineered coral reefs to shield coastal areas from storm surges and erosion. With our blockchain-based environmental monitoring, deploy blockchain technology to track deforestation, illegal logging, and water usage in real time, ensuring transparency and accountability. We have our priority issues, goals, and objectives. With our priority issues, eco-reparations for conflict zones. Implement climate-focused as reforestation initiatives in conflict-affected areas to restore land and build trust. Virtual carbon marketplace for farmers. Enable farmers to earn from carbon credits by adopting sustainable practices, creating economic incentives for reforestation and soil carbon sequestration. We have our cultural resilience integration. Revive traditional ecological knowledge through digital tools to preserve indigenous practices and inspire younger generations. With our goals and objectives, with our immediate goals, within 0 to 2 years, we establish food forest hubs in ancestral lands to pilot sustainable agriculture with indigenous communities. We deploy AI-driven forest drones to monitor illegal activities and support reforestation efforts. With our medium-term goals, we build geoengineered coastal protection systems in Davao and Zamboanga, combining mangroves, artificial reefs, and wave barriers. We develop blockchain environmental transparency platform for LGUs and NGUs to monitor the projects. With our long-term goals, within 5 to 10 years, we scale the virtual carbon marketplace to benefit 50% of Mindanao's farmers. We institutionalize cultural ecological education programs to embed ancestral knowledge in formal curricula. With our political mapping, our unique stakeholder engagement, we have our indigenous innovators partner with tribal councils to co-develop eco-solutions using traditional knowledge and modern technology. We have our tech startups, collaborate with Philippine-based startups to design blockchain tools, AI-driven monitoring drones, and carbon trading platforms, and youth-driven eco-labs as to establish climate innovation labs in universities to incubate student-led projects. We have our building support among constituencies, rare mobilization strategies, climate economy alliances to align cooperatives, tech firms, and LGUs to scale blockchain-based carbon marketplace. We have our eco-arts movement, involves local artists in creating public murals and digital exhibits to visualize climate challenges and solutions. We have our indigenous digital empowerment, train indigenous communities to document and share their ecological practices online. We have our work plan and budget. So our proposed activities and budget for this is having our activities laid out. So with our food forest hubs, we have our timeline for 1 to 3 years with a budget allocation of 1 billion pesos. We have our geoengineered coastal protection systems with our timeline for 1 to 5 years, and our budget allocation would be 1,500,000,000 pesos. We have our blockchain-based monitoring programs, which takes 2 to 5 years in our timeline, which costs about 800 million pesos. We have our virtual carbon market development for 2 to 7 years, which costs 700 million. We have our ecotourism and climate tourism programs, which takes 3 to 7 years and will take 500 billion in our budget allocation. We have our digital storytelling archives that will take 1 to 5 years in our timeline, which cost about 300 million pesos. We have our hackathons and innovation labs for 2 to 5 years, and with our budget allocation of 400 million pesos. And we have our contingency fund, which is an ongoing for our timeline, which costs about 800 million pesos on our budget allocation, with a total budget allocation of 6 billion pesos. With our advocacy plan rollout, we plan to launch Mindanao Food Forest Hub, starting with ancestral domains in Bukidnon and Agusan del Sur. We host the first minimal climate hackathon at Ateneo de Davao University, inviting global participants. Develop and roll out the blockchain transparency program, piloting it in LGUs like Zamboanga and Davao City. With our step 8 of monitoring and evaluation for novel indicators of success, we have our food forest metrics, increase in hectares of sustainable agroforestry system established. We have our digital participation, number of indigenous practices documented and downloaded through digital archives. We have our carbon market participation, total number of farmers enrolled and benefiting from carbon credit system. We have our tech-driven impact, reduction in illegal logging activities due to blockchain monitoring and AI drones. So this plan introduced innovative, previously unproposed solution for Mindanao's climate challenges by integrating advanced technology, indigenous knowledge, and novel economic incentives. This advocacy can turn Mindanao into a beacon of sustainable development.